I want to challenge you. That's why I love sports so much. Whether you're good at it or not good at it, like sports allows you to start learning mentally that the first half isn't what wins it for you. It's the second half. And that you can play a bad first half. Like last night I went to bed, it was 20-0, I think. The Packers were losing. I went to sleep. I woke up this morning, I was looking. Rodgers does it again. 21-20. What happened? The second half happened. But it wasn't happening because Rodgers came to the line of scrimmage in the third quarter or fourth quarter. Packers came out and they said, oh, I'm so sad. We're turning the ball over. We're getting beat. I suck. Nothing good is going to happen from that. Nothing great is going to happen from that. And so I need you guys to be confident in the midst of not having your best game. Because we're crushing it for the first half. I gave us a B week 1. I gave us a B plus week 2. I told everybody I hope it's going A this week, A plus the last week of the month. But in the midst of a game, there's going to be fumbles. In the midst of a game, somebody's going to drop a pass. You guys have to understand mentally, don't get so down on yourself that you don't even allow the numbers to play in your favor in the second half because you stopped running the ball with confidence because you didn't break in the first half. See, one of my favorite running backs of all time in my basement, when you're in my man cave, one of the jerseys up there is Barry. Barry who? Sanders. Barry Sanders. In the fourth quarter, no running back leads Barry. But in the first 3 quarters, top 10, you won't find Barry on any stat sheet for top 10 of all time. Fourth quarter, after 10 yards, all of a sudden, whoop, 150 yards in the fourth quarter. You can't get so far in your head right now on this call, if you're not where you want to be, that you lose the second half because the first half wasn't the way that you wanted it to go. All you can control is your effort and your what? Attitude. Before I drop my daughter off every day at school, what's the 2 things, babe? Attitude and effort. Attitude and effort. Attitude and effort. Attitude and effort. You bring that attitude and you bring that effort long enough, you're going to win. You're going to win. The challenge is, can you bring that attitude when you drop the ball? Can you bring the attitude when you didn't do great in the first half? Can you bring the effort when you let the team down in the first half and come out with a chip on your shoulder in the second half? Like, this is when you need the attitude. It's easy to have a positive attitude when everything's rocking for you. That doesn't take any leadership, any perseverance, any heart, any mental toughness. It doesn't take mad mental toughness if you're already doing great. Like, when I need a rock around me is when all hell's breaking loose. When is down, when the chips are down, when the team is down, when life is throwing rocks at you, when the family is into, that's when I need rocks with me. You don't need, it's easy when the sunshine is out and the top is down and everybody's great and it's your birthday and your mom's in and everything's smooth, you got a fat paycheck. That ain't when we see who's a dog. That's easy to function. The true test is, how do you handle when you get hit in the face and keep on moving forward? That's the key. That's the critical moments. And so going into the second half, you've been faced with one of 2 things. Either A, the adversity of not performing the way that you wanted to perform in the first half, how you gonna handle it coming out of the locker room? Or B, you had a bunch of success, and success is the worst teacher on earth. Bad. See, today, boom, we coming out, we're at 0, erase. We'll celebrate on the 1st of the month in October. That's what we'll look at the reports and we'll celebrate. Right now, there's no time to celebrate. There's no time to get down, pout, cry. Halftime's only so long. Make halftime adjustments and let's go. This is life. See, in this business, the people that you see getting recognized, if you're in this room and you're like, how the hell did this person make $14,000 in a week? How the hell is Tristan 19 years old making 6 figures? How? How can somebody come in here and look this way and act this way and do these things? Because they're committed. They've been committed. They're not without tumultuous times. They're not without obstacles and adversity. all these people, when you see them winning, when you see them get their hand raised, these people are winning because they stay committed. They stay committed when you're pissed off at me. They stay committed when Brody and Ryan think I don't give them enough love, I don't give them enough credit, I don't but they still love me. They still down. This week I'm pissed off at them. Next week I love them. You stay committed. I stay committed to you when you leave the phone session and end up God knows where. I still stay down. I don't turn my back. I don't replace you. I'm all in with you. That's a commitment. You don't dip the first time that there's a storm in a person's personal life. You don't dip the first time that there's a storm in the business. Like if you ain't all in, if you ain't committed, all these things you talking about, like when you stand at the altar and you say all these nice things when she's in a dress and you're in a tuxedo and all the family's there and you taking pictures and all this stuff. If you don't stay committed, all the things that you wish was gonna happen don't happen. Give me, and you're talking to somebody that has a degree from the University of Mercyhurst University here in Erie, Pennsylvania, business degree that sits on the board for Mercyhurst University. It's not that I'm anti-education, but give me somebody with guts and stamina and heart over an education or a degree or a book all day long. All day long. Give me somebody highly committed and I can teach them about the books. But you give me somebody with the books that ain't committed, they're gonna fail 100 out of 100 times. And so I'd rather have somebody with guts and stamina. See, when you're just talented, talent becomes like a camouflage to commitment. Like there's people that get away with stuff because they're talented, but they're not 100% committed. So your talented is like camo. You can blend in like, yeah, he's doing pretty good, she's doing pretty good, because you're talented. But if you ain't 100% committed at some point, give me the person that's 100% committed. Give me the C player with 100% commitment. Give me a B player with 100% commitment. Next thing is, people want the benefit, but they don't want the responsibility. See, there's a benefit to having children, but there's a responsibility. There's a benefit to having a wife, but there's a responsibility. There's a benefit to being an owner, but there's a responsibility. There's a benefit to being a mentor, but there's a responsibility. There's a benefit for living in the United States of America, but there's a responsibility. Like, see, people want the benefits. They don't want the responsibility. You don't get the big benefits without big responsibility. In your first chance to see if you're responsible enough to have the benefit enough is, can you handle yourself? Can I lead myself? Can I lead number one? And so this month is a snapshot of like, this is our responsibility. We gave commitments. The way you do anything is the way that you do everything. How are you doing? How are you going to do with that commitment that you gave?